Today, we're looking at one of the most powerful and misunderstood stories in the entire Bible, the story of Job. Job was a man described in the Bible as blameless and upright, a man who feared God and turned away from evil. He was blessed with a large family, wealth, and many possessions. But what happens when all of that is suddenly taken away? The story opens with a heavenly conversation between God and Satan. Satan challenges Job's faithfulness, saying Job only serves God because of the blessings he has received. Satan claims that if Job loses everything, he will curse God to his face. God allows Satan to test Job, but does not permit him to take Job's life. What follows is heartbreaking. Job loses his livestock, his servants, and worst of all, his 10 children. And yet, Job responds not with anger, but with these famous words: "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But the trials don't stop there. Satan strikes Job with painful sores from head to toe. His own wife tells him to curse God and die. But Job replies, "Shall we receive good from God, and shall we not receive evil?" 3 of Job's friends show up, and instead of offering real comfort, they accuse Job of wrongdoing. They claim that suffering must be the result of sin. But Job defends his innocence. He cries out to God, asking why this is happening. He doesn't understand. Yet even in his pain and confusion, Job refuses to curse God. Later, a 4th man named Elihu speaks up. He offers a different view, saying that sometimes suffering is not punishment but discipline, a way for God to teach and correct. Finally, after all the debates and questions, God himself speaks to Job out of the whirlwind. But instead of explaining why Job suffered, God reminds Job of his power, his wisdom, and the limits of human understanding. God asks, "Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth?" Humbled, Job repents, not for sin that caused his suffering, but for questioning God's justice and doubting his wisdom. In the end, God restores Job's fortunes, giving him even more than he had before. But the most important lesson isn't about the blessings Job receives. It's about learning to trust God, even when we don't understand what he's doing. The story of Job teaches us that faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who does. If you enjoyed this Bible history video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what Bible story you'd like to see next.